All right, greetings. I forgot something actually. Let me set this up real quick. Yeah, doing tech stuff, trying to yeah, things have been, I'm using some of these stream technologies, and some are not as protected as others. So I went back to the old one I've been using, the one I'd rather use. uh, yeah, the microphone and the video wasn't working. This was about a couple weeks ago, and it was some kind of glitch in their system or something. It was very bizarre. Gee, I wonder what was messing with that. So, rings. Let's see here. Trying to get things in order here. Yes. Trying to get this up. It's a little bit more. So I'm doing more that's been submitted to the site. I'm not doing everything, little by little. And I'll go into that for those that are not aware. All right, so let's see. We're going into Tuesday, and who knows? The world is, let's see if there's any issues anywhere. So Tuesdays are known to be, to set the week off and everything. Of course, China and that whole, I forgot about that. I don't know. I think they're just doing drills. I don't think they're going to have fights, but you never know. I'm not feeling it. Last time I was feeling it. This time I'm not feeling it, but who knows? So we have some questions here. That's not in this, not in the title. We'll go into that first. So cannabis has it changed since it was made legal? How much worse off is it? Well, I think some of it, depending on where you get it from, is probably diluted. And so, meaning that some people are not that, they're not cannabis aficionados, won't notice the difference. They just want that high. And others that are doing cannabis all the time and know what's good and what's not, know it's been kind of diluted. It all depends on where you go. It all depends on many different. So yeah, just like nicotine, they're going to manipulate it in some way or another. So, but not all of it. Just there's certain portions that you got to know what you're going, where to go. I can say. Not that I would know. Why are there fences around the White House and Federal Reserve? I think that's, I gotta be careful what I say there. They just some want to watch the world burn, and those are the ones that put the fences up. So yeah, life in a third world country, I guess, right? So yeah, I guess there are scenarios where they'll just let it get worse. Really, I mean, all this has been set up anyway. It's all just a game in the long run. So yeah, it's it might not happen now, but maybe in the future. And also, all the fencing around the White House is like diluting the whole point of going there. It's not as attractive as it used to be. Our police state energy is just, it's too bad. So, of course, they manufacture a lot of this stuff. Not to go into details, because I'll trigger the algorithm. Yeah, notice that YouTube has been, it's been not as what it used to be. It's getting more and more harder to get recognized or found or anything like that. So even like keywords that's popular right now isn't working anymore. So at least not for me, at least. So this channel, they just lock it down. Literally. Jeez. I think I always feel like there's like 3 locks on it. Maybe there's more. Some kind of filters they put on it so I can't be found. So it's working pretty well, actually. Maybe too well. So intuitive matrix people. So I'd try to figure out what kind of wording to use for that. So those that are intuitive, like psychics and tarot card readers, and be careful how far I go with that. But not all of them, but some are part of the system. They're part of, you kind of some of these tarot card readers, some are shady. You can see them on the streets and all that, psychic for $5 and all that. So not that they don't have power, but there's other agendas involved. Tell you have a curse and all that. It's all just hijack people. And so, how many of these, and are on the internet too? It's all over the place. There are channelers also that are part of the system. It just, it's not the easiest thing to detect either. But yeah, their energies can be fractalized when they die. It's kind of, I don't know, just it's almost like they don't have a soul. It's like some do have a soul, and some are just corrupt. Without naming names, so those have crossed over already. They just got corrupt by the system, and they're used to weaponize to make things worse here. So they're just, you can be a really popular intuitive psychic, and they gave their soul away. So that's not always the case, but like I said, I'm not going to use examples. I'm not going to put myself in that one. No thanks. I don't need that. I don't need that kind of fan mail or retaliation, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, because everyone learns anyway. You learn from these people, so they're popular. So whatever. Anyway, I'm not going to go into details on that. So tap into that. But they are part of the system. They're part of the kind of like an NPC. NPC people, they have functionality. They're like people, but they're part of the system. So, they do what the world tells them to do. They just can't really think for themselves and so on. And, intuitive energies are kind of the same. They do all this psychic work. They might have these powers because they're given the powers by this reality. So, yeah, they can have a heightened ability. It's like, wow, this person knows all this stuff about me and such. Well, yeah, if it's part of the system, you have to put some cookie crumbs out there to pull you over to them, to attract you so they can get you. And then so you become reliant on them. They're always calling them up. It's like, hey, I need this, I need that. And it's like, I'm lost like 24 hours a day and so on. So that's not all cases, but there are cases like, I think, of course, there are cases where you're overwhelmed. That's a little bit different. But others are, if you're going through a lot, it's different. But if you're just like overly reliant on intuitives that are just, and you don't need to be. So, and there's a lot of that. Also, reverse universe. So this is like the backwards universe, the backwards planets. Like you also get rewarded for going backwards. Like if your YouTube channel doesn't get blocked all the time, if you're really going against the system. But if you're to confuse people and you're confused, or you feel like you have all the knowledge, but you're actually sending people back in time instead of forward in time, you can get rewarded for that. Now, of course, when you have success, you might not always be aware of that. I must be on track. I must be doing this all right. And what if that's not the case? What if you're just part of the system, but you didn't know it? And just not trying to mislead people, but actually are misleading people. Whoops. But it's a nice lifestyle. So it pays well. Just putting that out there. So, and this universe goes backwards too. It's not just this planet. This planet's just, this might be the slower of the other worlds. Literally. It's like it gets awards for being going as slow as just dead stop. So it has a talent for that. But I don't know. If people are going to understand this, I mean, it's hard. You can't compare this world to other worlds because you don't remember. But if you think about this universe, it's kind of, I mean, this world, this universe is just a backwards reality. I'm surprised we're not in the Stone Age right now. I mean, we have technology, but it doesn't feel like we're evolving all that much. Not really, not as much as we could be. So, it's like we're still in the 1970s to some level. So it's all done by design. Well, notice like during the holiday, was it Easter? Nothing's happening. Everything's just kind of quiet. How convenient. And then Tuesday hits, and then who knows, mayhem. Of course, they had some things happen today. Not going into detail of that. So yeah, you got to rattle things up, got to shake things up, right? Fritzy's here. At least they're not tearing down the background. Knock on wood. And of course, I was the Pyramid of the Sun in Bosnia. What's happened to those energies? I think I connected that in the past, but it's been a while. Or maybe I just never, I don't know. Maybe I just never labeled it that way. But yeah, there's a lot of secret. It does have Atlantean energy connected to also a Marian frequency. So it's actually about bringing good luck there. And Bosnia has a lot of course, it's been a while, a lot of ancient relics there. So, yeah, indigenous energies. So, all right. Let's see. It's been a while since I've been here. Oh, yeah. I guess I didn't change my. I'm not going to do that now. We'll just do it this way then. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of late. Nope. I guess I don't have everything hooked up as I thought I did. Ooh. Anyway, you don't need that. Okay, all right, we'll just do it this way. All right, is there time to come for sessions? Maybe. I have the scheduler. I have the shop here. I have the webinar, social network behind the scenes. The archive, and also if you want to submit a question, you have the chat here. You have the stream. It's one place. We also have the chat, but it's not showed here. So I want to do that. And I don't know the stuff to the. And I don't know if I need to show anything else. I don't have anything else. Okay. All right. Yeah. So this is all working eventually. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here I'll never use. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all that. So, okay. Just making sure all is operating well. I think we're okay. Oops. Okay. All right. Going to intuitive people, matrix people that are causing more harm than good. Now, do they know that they're doing that? Well, they're not going to say it publicly. No. Do they know that? I mean, they feel like they're on the right journey, right path. And that's probably true. But does it actually help to evolve? Like they get you kind of, keep you part of the system. Once you escape in this place, right? Once you're thinking for yourself, I mean, kind of, but not really. So, all right, we're going to their energies, the reverse universe frequency. That one's going to be confusing for some, maybe not. And then we're going to the Bosnia energy. So, okay, all right, blessings. Here we go. Greetings. We have energies from spirit. For those that are intuitives that are controlling your reality, they have hijacking your realm. They're giving you specific powers to manipulate your world. Now, to find, yes, they're very kind of like magicians, you could say. Doesn't mean that they are magicians themselves, but it is a because if you're going to an intuitive, you're looking more on a spiritual side of things. That means you're going outside of this reality. They want you to keep you out of the intuitive realm. Now, not all intuitives obviously are part of the system, but the ones that are part of the system do make themselves known to some. There's also some that are going to be kind of in the shadows and not that well known. They have to hit all areas, like larger groups, medium groups, small groups, whatever. So, and maybe look very humble at the same time to keep you locked in to the system. It's up to you to free yourself, though. It's not many are that strong enough to free themselves. It's just they're still learning about intuitive abilities. They're not ready to truly just look beyond. Basically, you're just questioning your reality, and not many are really ready to do that. They might question to a certain level. They're still understanding their gifts, their psychic abilities. So, yeah, some of them can actually get stuck here. Well, I mean, incarnate here more often, but in doing that, you're also enhancing your abilities. So, however you want to look at that, because there is a positive side to everything. It's not always just you're going to be lost here forever. You can still, overcome and realize, like one of your teachers, this was part of the system, the matrix energies, or however you want to word it. It's not the easiest, but some of the intuitives get paid off for what they're doing, but not all. Some of them aren't as powerful as they used to. Yes, they've been misusing their abilities. They don't always get kicked out, but as long as there's different ways of looking at it. Some misuse their abilities and really manipulate people and destroy themselves. Others know not to do that and keep their powers going and keep people kind of lost. But there are some that are intuitives that keep people lost, but they're lost themselves. So there's that. And there can be a positive spin to it, to help others evolve, but not evolve as quickly as they could. Kind of like slowing you down. Well, you can't advance yourself rapidly. Well, others are there to, it's all about the looks and attractiveness, bells and whistles, and all that people want. And, many are attracted to attractiveness, so they get locked into just looks. And so they can't break themselves free of that. Without going, yes, into too many details there. But some of you probably, it's up to the soul. You decide what you want for yourself, and some can't even make that decision. Some are just, they find a comfort zone, they stay there, and they feel like that's where they need to be, and that's a lot of times that is where they need to be. But there's other layers. But yes, it's like climbing a mountain. It does get lonely when you keep searching. And not everybody, some like community. So they connect to intuitives that are at a level of community, friends, family. They feel like they're not alone. And so that's, but others of you that want to know more, yes, can handle it. Be alone, look deeper, and not everybody wants that. It has to do with the loneliness situation there. Blessings. Grace uses it. Consciousness of the universe. Is it a reverse universe? Is a slow universe? Yes, it does challenge all beings, even your aliens. Well, it gets the aliens to fight among each other, as you can see. It's just like the universe itself is kind of like a black hole, technically. Well, it's expansive, old fashioned. This universe, compared to other universes, is like going to a thrift store or an antique store. It looks very nice. That's a nice looking planet. And then you connect to its energies, and then you're lost there for a very long time. And some of you might remember those things. Yes, tapping into the universe's energies, at least taking different points of view of it. Now, does it want to reveal itself? No. It wants to say it's on track, it's doing what is necessary. Why is it doing this? Why would a universe want to go back? Well, because it can. It has the talent to go against progress. So, are you progressing here? Yes and no. Some are degrading, actually. It's like, yeah, this universe is like, can you handle me? Can you handle this? What if we don't do what you want? What if we do go backwards? What if you make things extremely difficult? Yes, it's kind of like a mountain's a good example, like mountain climbing. It's like in the beginning, it's fun. And as you want to climb higher, it gets harder, more intense. You start going crazy. Can you even survive this? that's that's one way of looking at this universe, how it works. If you really want to evolve, yes, you hear about the higher dimensions and all that. But there are beings in the higher dimensions that have gone crazy. Now, how would you know that in this level? Some of you might see it through your spirit guides, spirit realms. It's like some of them are sane, others are far from it. Not everybody is in tune to see that. Well, if you see the crazy in this reality, it shows that the spirit realm is crazy itself. So that should be some kind of dose of reality for you. And there are there are dimensions even in this universe where it's like, hey, look, there is some kind of reasonability. It might be very a small community there. Some Andromedans find it, some alien beings find some sense of self, but also there's a lot of extremeness energy in this universe. Of course, you might not see that because you're here on one planet and some of you feel like you're losing it. Well, because its progress is so slow. If this world and the universe, but this world in general, yes, it puts itself into the lowest gears possible. And you can say you can blame the Atlanteans, but the Atlanteans didn't understand this world. It's already been designed like this. Now, is it Mother Earth? Well, she took on the role to protect the planet for what it is. She can see that its value. Does she agree? I mean, she's going through her own difficulties, as you can see. And some of you feel that. She's not perfect, far from it. So she found her dark side and she brought company, which is you. Maybe not all of you. And you notice how much most of society doesn't really think about evolving. Maybe stop doing drugs. I mean, that's one way to evolve. But some of you are evolving more to the spirit realms and um, yes, there's a level of insanity there, though. Not to say that's a bad place to go. No, just know where you're going, know what you're connecting to. As some of you realize, it's reptilian beings and all this. So it's not easy here either. It's a different type of suppression. Doesn't mean it's all a lost cause. No, there are places where you can connect that are somewhat sane, just not many of it. Well, it helps you connect more to the spirit realms, but the rest of the world's not looking for the spirit realms, as you can see, because the lower realms run this planet through religion, for now at least. Once you start realizing what they're doing, some of you are realizing. See, that's why the lower realms don't like the spiritual communities that much. Obviously, they can hijack it easily, but not everybody. And they realize they can't hide everything, but they do kind of keep things slow for growth, meaning that you want an outcome and an outcome feels like it's not even happening. So doesn't mean it won't. It just yeah, this slow things down a great deal. Blessings. Greece, we have the Pyramid of the Sun from Bosnia. Blessings. Some of the pyramids are here to reset your frequency to just reconnect to your DNA, your original state of your DNA. If, of course, you don't remember the original state of your DNA, we are here to unlock great, yes, secrets within yourself. Yes, slowly. Yes, you can connect to too much. Actually, many want all this higher dimensional knowledge, but there's only so much a human can handle. What really matters is that you are just following your path and just keeping a level of balance. As to the pyramids itself, yes, you can say that when the pyramids were activated on this planet, the planet itself couldn't handle it. Like it showed a lot of darkness here that many beings were not aware of it. So with the pyramids being activated in a certain way, the earth kind of lost its mind over time. It was not instantly. It's just as you go more into pyramid technology, it's like any other technology, like a computer, you see, that can be very helpful and also very not helpful. It can shut down, it can do all kinds. There's some similarities there. Like some know how to use a pyramid correctly, and others don't. For whatever reason, the Hathors know how to use the pyramids correctly for the most part, and not all Hathors have that knowledge, but so other beings tampering with pyramid technologies and cause more difficulty. Once you cause problems here, it's hard to reverse it, especially when humans are giving away their power so easily. Pyramids also have like a sound energy that can be almost hypnotizing, but also just add more stress to the energy of the human. Just yes, add a sense of crazy, you can say, which happened in the past. Basically, if you hear like a certain sound, you start to lose it a little bit. So the pyramids are known for that also. So the pyramid technology is also for healing frequency, of course, as many do connect to that. The Merkaba you're tapping into. So it's so many of you, it's helping some of you connect more to the spirit realms and strengthening yourself and understand this world. This world has a lot of mysteries. Doesn't look like you're here to unlock all mysteries, but there is knowledge of the Hathor that's still been hidden here. In due time, many are probably even aware of the Hathors, and they're not at all many. Well, it's just like indigenous beings that just connect to different species for their growth. Like if they connect to a cow, and we can evolve from that, or connect to a canine and evolve from that. What helps us heighten our awareness and abilities? And some do keep the sanity, others don't. Some just have to connect to like the runt of a canine species because that's where they're at. They're explorers too. There's explorers on all levels, on a higher level and a lower level. And so a lot of these alien species have to battle themselves, as you are doing here. They all have to go through it, even the angelic realms, as you know. So